Hi, I'm Sheriff Snaza, Lewis County Sheriff. I'm currently in my third term. This is my 33rd year of law enforcement.
I'm Summer Scheyer, Skamania County Sheriff. This is my first term, and I've been a law enforcement officer for nearly 25 years.
Hey, Summer.
Hi, Joe.
Thank you for coming.
You're welcome. Good to see you.
Thank you so much for coming. Summer, what's local law enforcement doing to mitigate drug overdoses?
So we all carry Narcan in our vehicles, so that does help. Additionally, with the Blake fix, which was originally a legislative decision or a Supreme Court decision that did not allow us to arrest or people that were in possession of drugs for the first 2 times that we contacted them if it was on record, and there was no tracking system. So the third time it was a criminal process, but we would refer them to treatment and then we would refer them again. And it was really frustrating because the state didn't have any way of tracking this. So now that we do have some enforcement action, it is good. There's still a punitive damage, but then we are able to work with Recovery Navigators, which is an excellent program for the actual recovery aspect for people that are wanting to utilize that.
How is the border crisis impacting the 3rd District, and what has Marie Perez done about it?
Plainly, it's obvious that the borders are open. Time and time again, we're seeing through our drug units, the intel that we're receiving is that fentanyl is coming directly from our southern borders into our own communities. And so as we're going through this, officers are expected to carry naloxone, like the sheriff mentioned, as well as other techniques of what we can do to help people get off that. And it's so challenging for us because we're running into it every day. Time and time again, we see people losing their lives needlessly because of fentanyl overdoses. And if we would take a step and stop the influx of coming across our border, we could stop or slow down the delivery of fentanyl into each and every community. Because I'm telling you, today, in the next 2 to 3 hours, someone's family will be affected by overdose of fentanyl. It's frustrating to know that Democrats, including Maria Perez, has voted against securing our borders. And I'm trying to understand. I'm trying as a sheriff, as all of us sheriffs and law enforcement are trying to understand, why are our borders open, knowing that fentanyl is coming into our communities and destroying lives? And that doesn't even address the immigration issues, but we know it's destroying our lives. When do we take the upper hand and say enough is enough? This needs to come across both party lines and say enough is enough. Our communities deserve better.
Summer, what impact will having the Larch Correctional Facility close, how will that impact the community?
So the firefighters that Larch provides my community are so important. They're integral. They are amazing. I've watched them work this summer. July 2nd, we had the Tunnel 5 fire. It was devastating. Without those firefighters, we are going to be devastated by that. It is one more piece to assist us in these situations. And Governor Inslee assured us that we would see no impact. I don't see how that's possible when we're waiting an extra day or 2 to have these firefighters here. We can't wait that long. The other side of Larch is that we do have people from my community that serve time there. When I think of a correctional facility, I think of correcting a behavior and making somebody a better member of society, that they are able to have a job and have skills to be able to do that. This facility does that for these people. And that's what a correctional facility should be. And it's going to be devastating. I believe that.
What is Marie Perez doing to address the opioid crisis?
You know, I wish I could answer that, but I haven't even had an opportunity for her to approach me or discuss on this. I do know that with open borders, it's bringing people into our country, committing crimes and bringing opioids and fentanyl into our communities, even to the smallest communities, impacting every member of our society. In talking about our border crisis and talking about our fentanyl crisis, we have a crisis. It could be stopped. We could stop by acting now to close our borders. Yet no one is coming to talk to law enforcement here in the 3rd Congressional District, as well as far as Lewis County is concerned, Lewis County law enforcement. We need to know what is things being done at the federal level to help stop this crisis. Because when you have somebody that's addicted to this opioid, which is fentanyl, right? And it's affecting it's affecting families. So as we're here at this park, I'm looking at individuals, I'm looking at people that are going through crisis. We could make a difference, but we need someone to step up and say, enough is enough. I'm done with the open borders. I know what it's doing to our community. I'm done with the opioid crisis. We need to take a stronger stance, and we need someone to stand up. And that's why I'm talking to you today.
All right. Thank you both so much for coming out today.
Oh my
I
gosh,
really
thank
appreciate
you.
it.
I
Thank you so
appreciate
Thanks
much.
for having us.
Absolutely.
We're really excited to be here. Thanks for letting us talk.
Definitely. Thank you guys both so much. Yeah. Take care. Crime and the opioid epidemic is plaguing American communities, including right here in Washington's 3rd District. Lethal drugs like fentanyl are being imported into the U.S. interior because of our porous southern border. Marie voted against H.R. 2, the Secure the Border Act, which would have provided funding for overwhelmed Border Patrol agents and restarted the construction of the border wall. In Washington state, sex offenders are being released into the community while the government does nothing to tackle the drug overdoses and homeless crisis. We need to reopen mental health facilities, secure our border, and prevent crime from entering our cities. Thank you to Sheriffs Snaza and Scheyer for sitting down with us to talk about crime and the opioid epidemic. And thank you for watching this episode of Get Local with Joe, the series where I talk to people in our community about our local issues. You can support my campaign at joekentforcongress.com.